So one of my favorite books of all time is A Walk in the Woods. Bill Bryson tells the tale of hiking the Appalachian Trail. Along his way, he tells a funny story about what he learns about the history of the trail, as well as its impact on America. Bryson also wrote Notes from a Small Island. Today, I'm going to title my presentation, Notes on a Small State, the state of Maryland. This past summer, I spent a ton of time driving around the countryside of Maryland, and this is a story about those experiences. During the summer, I work as a civil engineer. For 10 hours a day, 8 weeks, I drove around Maryland checking out any road that had been recently altered within the past year. This is not a story about my work, but rather my experiences over the past summer. A colleague and I were tasked with the 13 counties south and east of here. North and west was done by another crew, but we were tasked with these 13. As much as I would have liked to have gone out west, I loved driving through the 3,000 plus miles of coastline. Some big notes. 1, Maryland truly is the confluence of the north and the south. 2, our state, even though it's small, has a great historical impact on our country. And 3, there's a vast variety of culture within our state. I'll start furthest away, Dorchester County, the beach. We spent the night in Berlin to avoid a long drive the next morning. I went for a run through the country roads and cornfields. I got lost. It was awesome. Next up is Somerset County. As far south as you can get in Maryland is a small town of Crisfield. Crisfield is an idyllic waterfront town. It exemplifies so many other waterfront towns on the Eastern Shore. It's amazing to me that I lived here for 30 years and I had never even heard of this place. Wacomico County is at the southwestern corner of Delaware. Here, Mason and Dixon not only delineated the boundary between Maryland and Pennsylvania, but also the boundary with Maryland and Delaware as part of a colonial land dispute. Along the way, they placed crown stones. Dorchester County. This is a beautiful waterfront view that happen all across the Eastern Shore. This is from Cambridge. If you take 50 to the beach, you've driven right past this spot. Cambridge is also the 1820 birthplace of Harriet Tubman. Just across the Choptank River is Talbot County. This is the 1818 birthplace of Frederick Douglass. It's amazing to me that the two most prominent African American figures in the 1800s were born in two counties adjacently over 2 years. Caroline County. This was the greatest thing I saw all summer. A farmer rolled up to McDonald's in his John Deere sprayer. Caroline County doesn't have much other than cornfields. It's quite a different lifestyle than living in, say, Baltimore. Queen Anne's County, 404, another main route to the beach. Driving this many straight days, I saw the solar panel field, and the solar panels would turn depending on the time of day with the sun. Unlike most that are just purely facing south, these were turning. St. Mary's County, back on this side of the bay. A good 2 hours south of Washington, D.C. is Point Lookout. This place is steep with history, from prisoner of war camp during the Civil War to early colonists. You really feel like you're in the middle of the ocean when you're there. Calvert County, just offshore, this is a Cove Point natural gas import facility. Currently being debated in our government is a $3 billion renovation project to also export gas from this. It would have major economic and environmental impacts on our state. Charles County, just a bit south of DC now. This is the escape route for John Wilkes Booth in 1865 after shooting and killing President Lincoln. He crossed the Potomac into Virginia. He was later shot and killed in Virginia. PG County, a county that's 65% black and African American. While driving through this county, I was reading Between the World and Me. Coates writes a series of letters to his son about racism in America. Anne Arundel County. I took this picture while driving to the United States Naval Academy. It's their baseball field. I sent it to my brother-in-law who played baseball there as a midshipman. This is really a special place for him and then ultimately for his friends and family. For me, home is Howard County. I don't live here currently, but no matter where I go, this will always be home. Driving through Howard County brings back a flood of emotions, a flood of memories from when I was a child, spending great times with friends and family. So my big reflections on this. 1, I love this place. I love being from this state. 2, driving through the countryside, learning all about my state has truly improved me as a person and allowed me to grow. And 3, for you, don't just take my word for it. Go out there and experience this. My challenge to you is be curious, go explore. Our state is full of amazing waterways, great parks, great towns, tons of culture. Go out and see it.